And I'm live. Let me update because I'm a little early. So we're going to try Facebook and YouTube one more time. If I can't make Facebook work this time or YouTube work this time, I will not do it again next week. I will do Twitch instead. YouTube is just causing me problems at this point. So it's kind of where I'm at. So tonight we're going to talk about dreams and meanings and cultures and myth and legend, but mostly interpretation. I have a good friend of mine, Zima, who is willing to let me use her as a guinea pig. But first, we're going to talk about what's going on in my life. It's the hard part. So, no, I don't have COVID. I've been tested. That's the good news. Well, thank you, John Smith. I don't know who you are. Chris. Oh, okay. Hi. Thank you. So I'll get there. I promise. So I don't have COVID. I've been tested, and it came back negative. I do have antibiotic-resistant pneumonia because my body likes to just deal with the fact that I've did too many drugs in my youth, and now none of my drugs actually work on me. Zima, wait. And then that's the cricket sound you hear in the background. So I'm on an extra round of antibiotics, which is the Z-Pak this time. It is what it is what they're giving COVID patients. So there you go. I will be not quite breathing correctly. My voice is shot. I'm not working again tomorrow because my voice is shot. Because I've been using my inhaler 5 times a day at this point, which sucks. Hence the makeup and the hair being down, which I felt the need because of the extension in closing everything down through possibly the end of September at this point. The parks being closed, which was on the news today. The other stuff I didn't get to do that I really wanted to do. I have a mental list running in my head, and it's not making me happy, and I don't want to have a mental list running in my head, but I do. Who's on Facebook with me? Because I don't have anybody on Facebook. I got 2 people on YouTube, 4 people on YouTube, and only 2 of them are talking to me. Talk to me, people. I need conversation today. So I decided that I needed to be pretty. And so I did my hair and my makeup. And what this means is that I took my hair down and I brushed it. That's my big fancy hair trick. And then I found my off-color eyeliner because it's brown, which you can barely tell I'm wearing, and my lipstick. And that's what I did. That's my beautification techniques. You're on YouTube via tablet, but you didn't say anything on YouTube. That's not helpful. Talk to me. It says I have 1 person watching on YouTube, 2 people watching on Facebook, but that goes back and forth. And it didn't say anything about them joining my stream, so we'll see. It says Facebook video is not available. Okay, should I start the Facebook over again? Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll try inviting people and seeing if that works. Maybe. We'll see if I can get the usual suspects in here. Maybe that will get things started. Not even when you're ill, you took the time to make this. Thank you. It's important to me that this at least stay on schedule. You guys don't care if I stop in the middle and go. And I need companionship, and this is how I'm getting it. The reason my stream is late is today was WrestleMania, and I know that's very silly, but I needed. There we go. One of my kids did a watch party with me for WrestleMania, so we watched it as a family, and that was a big deal. So, hi, Mom. You just got us just as we started. So yeah, another 5 days of antibiotics, another 5 days off. They don't want me back on the phones until I am symptom free for at least, they said 72 hours. I said 24. I need money. But they did have, my work had me set up with temporary disability through FMLA because I can't talk or breathe. So, so that's my update. Z-Pak for 5 days with prednisone. It's terrible. I hate the prednisone because I'm hungry all the time and I'm wide awake for hours. And I'm jittery and I'm like, So I'm not straining myself, Leah. I am I'm taking everything super slow. Today I folded laundry for the first time in a week. The kids are doing laundry for me now. Tim's doing dishes. I get dressed every day. That's pretty much what I do. Hi, Mary. Today's topic is dream interpretation. In the comments and the descriptions of both videos, YouTube and Facebook, I have left 2 dream dictionaries. And anything like a ritual we could do for times like this? Yes, there are. I will discuss that at the end of this video. Please remind me. There are rituals and stuff that you can do at times like this. But today we're going to talk about dream interpretation, and then at the end I'll discuss that. I have a lot of water with me. I have this bottle, which I'm drinking, and this bottle for backup. And then I have strawberry lemonade or berry lemonade. Lots of hydration. So we're talking about dream interpretation, and I have a friend whose name is Zima, who is allowing me to discuss her dream and actively interpret it online. Before that happens, I do have a cool little intro to this. And see, I'm already winded. I like barely talked, and now I'm like, I sound like a prank caller. Which again is why I don't think I should be on the phones, because nobody wants to talk to a prank caller that they call. Hey, will you help me about my Sprint phone? No, I won't. What are you wearing? It's not good. I don't do that, just so everyone knows. Mary, don't tell anybody I said that. Mary works with me. Hi, Tim. Not that Tim. I have a different Tim. Hi, Tim. So yeah, today we're going to discuss dreams, their interpretations and meanings, the importance, how they're used in folklore, myth, etc. The 2 websites I've listed in the description, there's actually 3 there. 2 of them are just simple dream dictionaries. They're really good if you have a reoccurring theme or a symbol that just shows up. Okay, that's what they're there for. Like, do not go on these websites and go, I had a dream about a cat in a river. I need to look up cats and rivers, and that's going to tell me what this means. That's not how that works. That is not. That's not a thing. But if you have a dream for a week and every dream you have has a cat in it. Thank you, Amy. I hope you come back. I'm hoping this one will actually be long because there's going to be full discussion. So if you can come back, that'd be great. But if you have dreams of a cat for a week and there's just always a cat in your dream for a full week, look up cats and then go what other elements are involved with these cats that I can like figure out what the overall arcing theme is. That's how dream interpretation works. It's a really hard subject because everyone wants to go to the psychic friend that they have because everyone has a psychic friend and they want to go, hey, what does this dream mean? And that's not how it works either, unless it does. So the answer to the question of can I interpret your dream will always be yes, no, maybe. Depends sometimes. And that's how that works. So most dreams are psychological and not spiritual. Most dreams are your brain trying to tell you that you need to deal with something. Our subconscious is our worst enemy. Our dreams tear us apart. Our dreams build us back up. Our dreams tell us what we're missing in our daily lives. If you have a dream where you're sitting around your house talking to your husband about normal things, your husband, your wife, your significant other, I'm not judging, about normal everyday things, and you argue about something over and over and over again, most likely you're not seeing that in your regular life. Or you are, and it bothers you, and you're not talking about it. I have a friend who dreams constantly about bad things happening when they're home alone. That is a childhood trauma they're not dealing with. We have directly related it to their childhood trauma. Still not discussing it, still not dealing with it through his therapist. The dreams will reoccur at that point. So what we're going to do today is, and I'm not saying dreams can't be spiritual, because they can, very much so. Very many cultures believe that dreams are how the gods, the powers that be, spirits, your dead ancestors, the waking world around you speak directly to you. In my dreams, anything that actually matters, I'm in. I'm living. I'm in the dream. If it's just a dream that my mind's trying to make me deal with, I am sitting in a movie theater with a bucket of popcorn and a giant soda, and I'm watching it on a movie screen, and all my friends are played by actors. I actually have a list of who plays who, which is really funny because I'm played by Sandra Bullock. I don't look like Sandra Bullock, but in my head, I'm Sandra Bullock. And yes, if you give me time, I will actually tell you who you play, who is played by you. And that's how I know whether or not the dream means something. If I need to know what it means, I'm in the dream. I'm active in the dream. It's happening to me. I'm not watching it. But if it's just a dream that I need to deal with and I'm not like paying attention, it's a movie, and I get to watch it, and that's really cool. Okay, so back to Zima. Zima has given me at least 2 dreams, and we're going to just talk about them. Her and I have done it on chat. I'm just going to kind of read her portion of the chat and my responses to them. So by all means, comment if you need to. She had a dream that her significant other had an affair with 2 different women, which was weird because she didn't have any hint of possessiveness that women sometimes get when their significant other is cheating on them. And she had no idea that that's what was happening. She had no clue at all in the dream. So I asked how you found out, or did you? Was this because sometimes dreams just have knowledge, and you wake up going, that bastard, I knew I would have caught him if the dream had lasted longer. But no, he was honest about it, and the second affair was a miscommunication, as he thought she gave him permission. So the next question, of course, became super personal, and this took on more of a psychological concept for me. Okay, this took on a more psychological conversation for me. So I went, did you get mad when you found out? Were you excited by the concept of him sleeping with someone else? And in your dream, did you want him to sleep with someone else if you gave him permission? These are common reoccurring psychological themes. Was it exciting is this voyeur type thing. Did you get mad at him? This is about this. That's hard. This dream isn't even about sex. It's not. It's not about whether or not Zima's significant other is cheating. or if she thinks he is, or if she's worried that he might be. This is really about Zima being worried about whether or not she's communicating well enough to be understood by her significant other. And is her significant other changing the way they react to Zima because of the way they're communicating? And that, hi Sarah, is about my psychology lessons and not about my spirituality. But what bothered Zima the most was that they argued about the miscommunication portion, and she got aggravated and confused, and she lost her apartment where her children were. And then she had to explain it to her children. That is a cat at my feet, and I'm not allowed to move my feet, evidently. I'm sorry. And she had to explain to her children and who they were with. And it all happened in flashbacks, and she was trying to make sense of the flashbacks, and the dream becomes confusing because dream logic, and that's how that happens. So yeah, this is more about, and I know this also because I'm good friends with both these people, and I watch their relationship, and I get to see Zima say something, and her significant other hears something completely out of left field, or her significant other say something, and Zima go, "Wait, what?" And you're like, "That's what? How did you hear that?" So the two of them have a communication issue at this moment. This dream is them trying to figure that out, or Zima at least trying to figure that out. So I would like to tackle the apocalyptic one, Zima, if you're still watching me. Zima is in a separate chat to protect her identity. But if you guys want to play along and give me a dream in chat, I will gladly tell you bits and pieces of what that could mean. If you want to give me a symbol that you see off and on, I will pull up the dream dictionary and kind of describe how it works. Until one of those two things happen, I'm just going to talk about the meaning and the folklore behind dreams. A lot of the indigenous people, the First Nations, they believe that dreams are a direct traveling of your spirit. There is the idea of lucid dreaming, where your soul leaves your body to travel to a dream world in your sleep. That's when you dream, you sleep super heavy. The dreams are super realistic. You wake up not rested because you've actually been moving and active through your dream. There have been trained shamans who spend lifetimes and years trying to control their dreams and understand how it works and how it's controlled, and how to control your dreams, their dreams, somebody else's dreams, how to input psychic suggestion. The power of suggestion is incredible. And if you input the power of suggestion, you can make people dream about what you want them to dream. It's creepy. It can be done. So, dreams in black and white and sepia. Willow asked about about dreams in black and white and sepia. So, this can be a personal thing. Most people believe they dream in color, but what actually happens is you actually tend to dream in black and white, but you don't know that because your brain interprets color. Because your brain looks at things and go, "Oh, that apple's red," because apples are red. Unless you like green apples, in case the apples will end up green. It's really weird that way, but that's how it happens. And then everybody on here who likes green apples will dream about green apples tonight, and that'll be cool, and I'll hear about it later. So most of us dream in black and white, but our brain perceives color. When the colors are super vibrant and they're super like, wow, the green was really out there, and the red was super bright red, and all the colors were really, really far. That's more of a lucid dream and more of your brain going, no, really, we're dreaming in color. If your brain interprets this as black and white, then your brain's requesting it to be black and white for a reason. Most of the time, black and white and sepia involves some kind of, hi Jessica. Most of the time, if your dream registers that your dream is black and white or sepia, these are antique photos. And so, hi Lindsay. So these dreams will be about the past or some kind of old thing that doesn't really pertain to now. Or you prefer to look into the past rather than today. Knowing you, Willow, my guess is that what's actually happening in your world is that your brain goes, I'm so rooted in the past that I have to dream in the past. Even if the things are modern day, you're going to see it as an antiquity because that's what you prefer. I would love to have other questions. So, prophetic dreams, they happen. Deja vu is most likely you dream about something, and then years later, 2 weeks later, 2 days later, it happens, and you're like, oh my God, I totally did this just 2 days ago. This is what's going to happen next. Or I saw this, I know it's going to happen, and I don't know how to tell people it's going to happen. And that sucks. That happens. And a lot of people don't want to hear you. A lot of people go, yeah, we know you think you're psychic. Okay. Good on you. Yeah, I once told a friend that he needed to be aware of the color green, and he was like, yeah, I hate money too. And I was like, no, something's going to happen. It revolves around green. And he was like, okay. And then he got pulled over with an ounce of weed in his car. And don't listen to me. What do I know? Like that, I told you. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, dude, my car got confiscated and I have to pay a bunch of money. And I'm like, you're lucky you didn't go to jail. Luckily, he had a card. But still, I'm like, I tried to tell you. I don't know why you're not listening to me. Oh my gosh, I have so many right here. Okay. Hi, Joshua. We're discussing dreams. Joshua talks, his evening greeting every night is rest well and dream in color. And I like it a lot because it's basically saying, make sure your body rests, but keep your mind alert. Understand your dreams and acknowledge that they're dreams. And that's an important message for me. Zima, her and her significant other talk about jealousy and the like, but we haven't had any reasons lately. The dream was unexpected. He's very honest with her. And she wasn't super mad about in the dream, just confused. And my logic was like, rules are rules. I guess I got to leave now because you don't follow rules. They laughed about it when they woke up. So they had dreams. She had a dream a couple years ago about her firstborn child being a girl with red hair and green eyes, cat snake-like eyes. She was like 16 or 17. So that means I have to do a lot of studying of Ivy. I'm sorry. That gives away names. I'm really bad at that. I need to red hair and green snake-like cat-like eyes. So that specific combination. Anytime you have a child in your dreams that is yours, and therefore the child should be human, that ends up with a cat-like or snake-like or animal-like feature, even if it's just the color of the eyes or the hair or something like that, it is most likely about that child being born with gifts, graced with gifts, prepped for. This is a warning for you as a parent. That's the best I've got to say. You're going to end up with a handful of, this girl in the corner says this thing, and there's not a girl in that corner. Or even worse than that, hi, Sandy. You're going to end up with, no, Mom, don't answer that phone call. You're not going to like what happens. Because he had storm gray eyes when he was born and used to call me, walk up to me and go, when Grandma calls, tell her I want a 6-piece nugget meal. And I was like, Grandma's not coming over today. And then like 10 minutes later, my phone would ring and Mom would go, hey, what does Ethan want for lunch from McDonald's? And I'd be all, ugh. Because my child was born with storm gray eyes. And that's how that works. Not possessed. Stop it, Joshua. Um, Here's one of the weird ones with no context I can understand. The apocalyptic dream I had a while ago was where I went into a town and opened a portal and all hell broke loose. Okay, well, first, don't open portals in small towns. That's categorical. I was a powerful entity, a queen of some sort, and one of the demons tried to challenge me, and I instantly destroyed them. Okay, so my guess is this happened at a time in your life where you didn't really have a whole lot of control, Zima. This was about you needing you needing to have control in your life over what you do and what happens to you, and going, no, I will destroy anything that happens to me. This is your search for your own power, and a lot of time you equated power with magic, power with the ability to wave your hand and destroy shit. I'll notice that in this description of your dream, you don't go, this is how I rebuilt the town. You don't go, I closed the portal and sent shit back. You go, I opened a portal into hell. And this demon came out and went, I'm going to rain this. And you went, I'm queen, bitch. And then what? My guess is you woke up feeling good. So this tells me that your life was in a ruin and a low point, and you needed to feel that power. You needed to have that control. But in your mind, you had not had the adult senses of, hi, Caitlin. Hi, Sandy. I miss your face too. I have pneumonia, so I'm not quite well, but I'm getting better. My guess is that you needed to have that power and that control, and you had not reached the adult face of, well, yes, I have control, but I still need to control myself. And that is apocalyptic dreaming right there in a nutshell. I have another friend. I'm trying to keep names closed off unless you let me. Says she has reoccurring dreams where something bad happens, but she doesn't know what they are. Like someone just comes up and goes, one of your kids is in trouble, and she wakes up. Her other dreams are realistic versus fantasy based almost 100% of the time. This is categorically you have so much on your plate that you need to worry about. And you constantly worry about it all the time. That your mind doesn't have time to reach for the fanatical or fantastical. You spend so much time in the real world, immersed in reality, that you don't have time even in your dreaming life to reach into that fantastical world that would let you blow off that steam and see something else. Reoccurring dreams about bad things happening to the kids. You're a mom. that happens. I have them a lot. Yeah, Zima just told me I did not repair the town. I left. I'm like, yes, yeah. See, that's what I meant. To my other friend, you're a mom. Moms dream constantly about their kids. You have a specific. I know that you're kids. A specific set of kids with specific sets of problems that you don't necessarily need to know what exactly went wrong. The word something happened to one of your kids could set you off, dream or not dream. That is a thing. I have another friend. I had a dream that I was pregnant with a boy. I woke up, took a test, and it was positive. Did you have the child, and was it a boy? That's premonition dreams. They happen. My first premonition dream, my first prophetical dream, I was 5 years old. No, I was 3 years old. 3 or 4. It's like the first clear memory I have. My uncle, brother, cousin, we've discussed that, I'm pretty sure, was holding me up to a window. And we were playing in the backyard. We were supposed to be playing. And I was listening to my parents discuss who was going to stay in the house with me and who was going to go away. And then like 2 weeks later, they sat me down. Well, 2 weeks later, my uncle and I were playing out in the backyard and listening in on my parents have this conversation. And then they sat me down and told me that they were getting divorced. I was 3 or 4. I don't know exactly. But I know very clearly that I had that dream and many others since then. I can tell the difference. In my dreams, the prophetic ones are like a series of snapshots or Polaroid photos, but I have sound with it. It's like I see the photograph, but I can hear the video playing behind the photograph. It's very weird. The reoccurring dream I have that I'm always looking for an interpretation for is I'm on a busy street downtown somewhere, not Portland, I don't think. And there is a little girl in a white dress with the lace gloves at her wrists and the hat, definitely dressed for like Easter or a baptism or a wedding. Cute little white buckle shoes, white lace, fold down socks, white dress with a blue belt. And she's got ringlet hair. Sometimes it's blonde, sometimes it's brunette. And she's always crying. And she's on a street corner and she goes to cross the street and I yell, "Wait, stop." And that's what I see is me holding out my hand. What I hear is "Wait, stop," and the screeching of tires and a horrible thud. And then I wake up. And I hear her call mommy just before the car hits her. Happens all the time. Has been happening since as long as I can remember. That's all I know about her. Can you get visitations from loved ones, good and bad spirits? Is that your own mental gymnastics? Okay, so like I said at the start of the game, yes, no, maybe sometimes. Depends. Can you get visitations from loved ones? Yes, my mom visits me all the time. Before my wedding last year, my mom sat down and we went to Sherry's and had coffee. It was one of my mom's favorite things to do. She loved to go out with the group. Friday night game night, we would go out after game at like midnight, and my mom would join us at Sherry's, and we'd all have coffee and laugh until like 3 a.m. And we just sat there, and she'd drink Diet Coke and eat cake all night. But yeah, just before my wedding, we sat down at Sherry's and talked about my wedding. And I showed her all of my plans and all of the pictures and everything. And I told her I was really sad that she wasn't going to get to meet Tim. And she looked at me and went, "What makes you think I haven't seen him? What makes you think that I have not been here every step of the way?" And now I'm going to cry. So yeah, that's why it was really important that we took the memorial blanket with us to the wedding, and a picture of my mom was underneath the cake. I did not do a specific memorial table. I did a place setting at the wedding table, at the head table, that had a plate and a bowl and a fork and everything, and a message that said, "For those who have gone beyond, always loved, forever in our hearts." So yeah, good spirits, bad spirits, mental gymnastics. Yes. My mom visits me all the time. It's quite annoying. She visits Ethan all the time. She runs up and down his hallway and knocks on their doors while they're sleeping. Yeah, thank you, Sandy. My mom loved you guys so much. It's crazy. My mom was closer to my dad's family than she was her own family. When my mom passed, Gail sent me a beautiful card and an angel that said Gloria. My mom's name is Gloria. And it hangs on a memorial shelf above her ashes. Half of, sorry, I didn't mean to make people cry. Yeah, half of my dad's family called me and was like, "Oh my God, what do we do without your mom?" I'm like, I know, right? So yeah, that is a thing. But to answer your question, do you get visitations? You get visitations. You get good visitations. You get bad visitations. I have a really scary dream. Stop me if you don't want to hear it. I have an entity that follows me I call him my dark man because I follow too much Stephen King. I have these horrible dreams where I'm in a dark house. It's always a house. It's always two stories. Hold on, Zima. Always two stories. And all I ever hear from him is spurs and laughter. And I know he wears a duster and a black cowboy hat. And he slaughters my friends in my dreams. Um, and that is a recurring nightmare I've had a lot. And I've had that almost as long as I've had the dreams about the little girl. Blake, thank you. I don't do it very often. It's just a little bit of eyeliner and some lipstick, and I brushed my hair. It wasn't even, it's been up in a ponytail all day. Okay, so Zima says the day her auntie passed away while she was dreaming her usual dream stuff, a scene cuts to her auntie's, her grandma's sister. She was standing in a white doorway and she looked at her with sad eyes. And I woke up a few hours later. I got a call that she's in the hospital. Yeah. Yeah. I've had occasions like that. Yes, Josh. I've been dreaming about the Dark Man as long as you've known me, at least, and that's 40 some odd years, 30 some odd years. We're just not that old. So yeah, I don't. Visitations, absolutely, and your own mental gymnastics. My own mental gymnastics. I have friends I tortured. Well, okay, people I knew in high school that I was not nice to, who follow me in my dreams. Yeah, that I know aren't them following in my dreams. That is me going, God, how was I such a horrible person? And why am I not a better person? So yeah, dreams run the gamut. Your brain is a wonderful machine, but people make jokes about your brain being a computer, and that's absolutely true. Your dream is your dream. Your brain is the first thing that interacts with your surroundings through your sight, your touch, your smell, your taste, everything. So your brain goes, this is my surroundings. And it perceives things on a level that we don't understand. Scientists can't even tell you how the brain perceives everything it takes in and still runs your body and does a million other things. So it is theorized, and it was theorized in the 70s, it was theorized in the 80s, hell, it was theorized by Hitler, that people with sensitivities, psychic abilities, whatever you want to call it, use a fraction of a percent of more of their brain than everyone else, cognitively. I'm not saying that because you're gifted, you're smarter. I'm not. Half of us use the wrong percentage of our brain because we're gifted. We end up with dyslexia. We just don't see the world. We end up with mood disorders. Hi, Hannah. We end up with nightmares, insomnia. I spent a lot of years as a child doing anything I could to stop myself from sleeping because either she was there or he was there, and I didn't want to deal with either. Or the other was there, and the other's not friendly. It's a big white building that spirals around me, and there are pictures and words, and I need to pass them along to people, and I don't want to. I just don't want to. I have books and books and books of messages and random snippets of dream here and there that I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. What am I supposed to do? Walk up to random people and go, the dog barks at a gray moon. Does that mean something to you? I used to have a dream. I had it for like 2 weeks of a rear car window with a college parking pass in it in the rear window on the passenger side. And I caught the back fender of a sedan, the the back window on the passenger side and the passenger side back window, rear window, and a highway sign. So I knew they were on a freeway, and I got the make and model of the car, but no license plate. And it was Freeway 81. That's all I knew. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with that information? You know? And so me and a friend, scoured the news. We looked everywhere. And about a month and a half afterwards, some guy got caught with a girl in his trunk getting off because he sped on an exit coming off Highway 81 in that car. And that creeped me out a whole lot. But I didn't have enough information to be helpful. I claim to be a big bad psychic. I do. I don't ever have enough information to be helpful unless I damage myself doing it. And I'm not willing to do that. Oh, Zima said she forgot to mention the dream she had about giving birth to the girl with the red hair and green eyes. She woke up with chills. It was a 90-degree day and she still had chills. Yeah, well, anytime that you touch the other side unprepared, you're going to have chills. Need more hydration. Not enough water in the world. You're going to have chills. You're going to have night sweats. You're going to have body aches, headaches. Yep. So, like I said, the indigenous people believed that this is how the natural world spoke to you, through dreams. This is why they went on vision quests. Vision quests are lucid dreaming in its finest. Peyote trips. I lagged out there really hard. Am I back? Can people see me? Just going to give it a minute. We're at 45 minutes, so I'm surprised I lasted this long. 42. Okay. Those of you chatting with me on Facebook, please let me know whether or not you can still see my stream. So yeah, we the indigenous people believed that this was the nature's way of speaking to you. That's why they did vision quests. They did peyote trips. They did mind-altering drugs. Most of the Celtic traditions will tell you not to do that unless you're under specific ritual. There's this whole woad ritual. But again, you don't just do it. There are specific things to do, specific ways to do it. You do not just, I am not condoning at all the use of any type of mind-altering substance, alcohol, marijuana, acid, mushrooms, anything. I don't condone it. Don't do it. If you're going to practice, use meditation. Do it safely, do it responsibly, do it with people around you. That being said, that's how the indigenous people did it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're just on YouTube because my Facebook stream died, and I'm just going to pull it back up here and apologize to everybody. I'm not even going to leave descriptions. I'm just going to do it. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go live. Hopefully I'll get a lot of people back. I had 7 or 8 people on there. We were all chatting. It was good. And then suddenly we weren't. I'm so sorry. I hope you guys come back. I'm just going to give it a few seconds to get you to come back. Hopefully I'll get some of you. I don't know how many. My Facebook crashed. It lasted a whole 43 minutes, which is really impressive. Mary and Jessica, hi. I'm glad you guys came back. I'm sorry my Facebook crashed. I don't normally have a Facebook crash. I'm surprised. So again, I don't know when it crashed, but we were talking about the differences between lucid dreaming, vision quests. I don't condone the usage of any type of mind-altering substance. alcohol, drugs, peyote, acid, mushrooms, anything. Don't do it. It's not helpful. You can't trust those dreams. They don't just work the way they say they were going to work. Yeah. So the Celts used woad, which is a mushroom, and it turns your skin blue. The Norse had their own versions, but the Norse believed that the gods visited you in your dreams, and that is how they pass on messages. The Greeks believed, the Christians believed angels visited Mary in her sleep to tell her about Christ. Isaac, Abraham and Isaac, that was all angels talking to people in dreams. There's 1,000 myths and legends across all of the cultures about sleeping. My favorite is the story of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I mean, that's the musical. It is the coat of many colors in the Bible. And it is Joseph was a poor farmer. His brothers sold him into slavery because he was the youngest of like 9 kids, and they were all jealous that he was the favorite. And he was sold into slavery, and he was a slave until he interpreted one of Pharaoh's dreams, and Pharaoh put him in charge of everything because he was right. And then he interpreted dreams, and his brothers came back and asked Pharaoh for help because their farm was struggling, and he was like, "Hey, I remember you." And they were like, "Hey, you're our brother. You love us, right?" And he was like, "Dude, you sold me into slavery. What do you think?" But he let them go. And I think he kept the daughter that was younger than Joseph. I don't remember exactly, but it's a good story. And it's about dream interpretation. And it's about what happens when you ignore it and what happens when the powers that be try to give you messages and you don't pay attention. Bad things happen. Pay attention. Does anybody watching have any other messages that I have not covered? Questions that I have not answered? Comments they want to make? John Smith / Chris. Hi, Sandy. I'm glad you came back. I'm glad you found me. We're getting to a point. It's 47 minutes in, almost 48 minutes in. John Smith on Facebook, maybe Chris, I'm not sure, had asked about rituals that we can do at this point for health and healing and that kind of thing. And yes, there always are. I will say that if you are passing along positive energy to me, I accept it. Thank you very much. I pass it right back to the world. I will say, do not extend your energy that you don't already have set aside for helping other people in times of crisis. We should, I have lights on, candles on in the windows. Take a white candle, pray for healing, pray for positive energy for other people, to whatever deity you believe in. Put it in the window where the powers that be can see it, where the spirits who carry these good things can see it. Phone calls and texts. Oh, okay. I'm glad you came back, though. But yeah, I'm always torn on these things because I will always send positive energy and good feelings and healing to people who need it, even when I don't have it. But I will also say, in the situation we're in now, where our world is quarantined and there's so many sick, don't send your energies to one person. Don't go, let me fix this one thing. Let me concentrate on this one person because I know her, I like her. Go, dear powers that be, dear higher power that you answer to. There are so many in need. Please help those in need. Please help where you can, when you can, without exhausting energy that you need for you and your family and yours. It is super important to me that no one hurt themselves to help others. I've worked in the medical field. I did it for 6.5 years, and I do not know how nurses, doctors, healthcare workers, childcare workers, grocery store clerks, delivery drivers, post office people. I don't know how anybody's functioning at this point. I just don't. I went to Walmart and I was terrified the whole time I was there. I know I have a compromised immune system. Well, with the wonderful hereditary asthma I got from my mother and my father, although he doesn't have asthma, but the combination of their genes just messed up my whole system. My doctors looked at me one day and was like, "You need to thank your parents a whole lot that they didn't have more kids." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a fact." But I have a compromised immune system, and being out there right now is just terrifying. Staying at home and doing nothing is terrifying. I'm kind of just not. I have another dream question. So the dream question is, what about sex dreams with random people? When you say random people, do you mean random people you know, or random people you don't know, or random people you only know in dream? There were 3 options there, but I need an answer in order to interpret that dream positively. Yeah. So forgive the crickets on one side of my thing here because I have a whole other chat that has nothing to do with this happening. A man you don't know. Okay. So sex dreams are fun. The 3 options are, because you asked me to say them again, a man you don't know at all, a man you know but only know in the dream, or someone you know in real life that you like know him in passing, or hey, it's this guy I used to work with, random person. So like my example of random people are I have nice sex dreams about Jason Momoa because I don't know any woman in their right mind that doesn't have sex dreams about Jason Momoa. Not sponsored, but oh my god, I would be. I also have that's a whole thing. There I have a list of actors. It's a thing. Vin Diesel. You know, I know him. I know of him. I don't know him. Sort of. Like we don't hang out. So he'd be a random person. Oh man, I don't know a nice blonde guy. Okay, so even in the dream you don't know him. So that can be fetish behavior. That can be the need to experiment. That can be the idea of you need to broaden your horizons, but like I said, sex dreams are not always about sex. Most of the time, they're about acknowledging that you have desires that aren't being fulfilled. Most of the time, our brain equates desire as sex, but it could really be you don't like your job and you equate blonde guys with hot. So you need a job that fulfills you in a different way. What you actually need interpreted is what that other way is. Or if you're in school, you're not studying something that makes you feel passionate. You're just not passionate about what you're studying. Sex will always mean passion, but passion doesn't always mean sex. Did that answer your question? I really, really loved tonight's live stream. I'm almost at an hour, and I feel like I actually got conversation and not just me talking at you guys, and that was super awesome for me. What do you guys think? I'd love to have feedback. I don't feel like I ever get feedback. I mean, I get wonderful conversation, and you guys show up for an hour and listen to me babble, and that's cool. But I mean, it really is cool. Please don't. I'm not patronizing at all. That's really cool. Um, that's the reason I keep doing it. I feel horribly, horribly guilty when I don't do it or I'm late. I have to post it like 2 hours early. I'm going to be late. Don't panic. Weird. I got like, I stopped somebody at work and I was like, "Hey, I know this symbol on your clothes. Do you happen to be a witch?" And she's like, "Yeah." Oh my god. And I was like, "Here, look at these things," because she's like, "I'm just starting and I'm really just entering the craft." And I was like, "Oh, here, let me tell you my resources." And she's like, "Oh my god, that's cool." And then I was like, "Look up this person on YouTube." And she was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing." I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." And then, thank you, Mary. I'm glad you joined me live every Sunday, 8 o'clock. Um, and then I missed a week. And she came to me and she's like, "You weren't on Sunday." And I was like, "Oh, oh my God." She like assaulted me in the lunchroom. "Dude, you missed a week." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I have this blog. It tells you what week I'm missing." And she's like, "Okay." And then she started reading the blog and now she's like, "Oh, hey, do this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." She follows along. She's one of those mysterious people who watch in the background but never comment. And I'm like, "Cool. That's awesome." Again, I have I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm going to take a puff of my inhaler because the fun part about my lungs is that they just suddenly go, haha, not working. And they don't really give me warning. Like some people have a cough and then they go, oh, I need my inhaler. Mine just suddenly go, and I hate the spacer because I feel like I'm hitting a pipe. And I haven't done that in quite a few years. And it sounds like I'm hitting a pipe. It's 45 minutes. That's what I get. 50 minutes. Oh, God. Okay. So I do have a website. I'm hoping once all this stuff is done and I'm back to work full time that I will be able to afford my actual own domain, which is sad because it's only like $40 a year. But right now, that's just money I don't have. It is www.sideseat.webs.com. W-E-B-S, webs.com. And on there, you have a link to my YouTube. You have a link to my Facebook. You have a link to a written blog. You have a link to 2 written blogs. One of them is where I just put this stuff every week. The other written blog is my Not Safe for Work blog. And the last one was a rant about sex toys. And there will probably be another one about how breakable they are because I'm really upset that mine broke. And you probably didn't need to know that on this stream. I'm sorry. And then there's a page to contact me. And then there's a calendar. And the calendar has all of my streams for this one, for Side Seat Gamer, for when I'm supposed to write my blog, but I'm really bad at it. And what my topics are. That's the important part, is I actually have a list of my topics through the end of May. I do plan on running through them here really quick. Let me pull it up. If I still have it up. Why would I still have it up? That would be silly and make sense. There I am, Side Seat Blogger. It started because Side Seat Gamer is my gaming channel where I stream games and I mock my children while they stream games. And then Side Seat Plus is this channel. And then Side Seat Blogger is where I write stuff. So calendar, which should say Sightsee calendar. It's fun. So this week is dream interpretation. Next week will be about Ostara/Easter. So if you have questions about Easter, the goddess Ostara, the Ostara rituals, I need them before next week. I need them before like noon next Sunday. That's my cutoff. And Leah, I know you laughed at me. I broke 2, and I'm really mad. So next week will be Ostara. The week after will be a tarot history lesson, and then Beltane, which will be fun, I promise. We're going to talk about different rituals and how it became May Day instead. It's really cool. And then we're going to talk about Cinco de Mayo and how the Spanish don't actually celebrate it at all. Like, I was in Mexico for the 5th of May one year, and they were like, what? What are you celebrating? We were like, Cinco de Mayo, it's Mexican independence. They're like, it's the Spanish War of the Peace Trees. We were like, what? It's a whole thing. It's really fun. And then I'm going to do something on the Inquisition. And the reason I put that so far out is I'm trying to get permission to use lyrics from a song. And link it in the description and all of that, but it's about the Inquisition. And then on the 17th of May, we will talk about the Salem witch trials. And then the 24th of May, we will talk about contacting the other side. Unless I do Labor Day and push everything back a week. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do both. And then masks on the 31st of May. And so that's literally on my website, all of April, all of May, all the way through. I would love for people to comment, leave me instructions, tell me what they think. Before I wrap up, does anybody else have any other questions about dreams, interpretations? Do you want to know about how to use the dreams dictionaries? One of them is called dreammoods.com. And it is literally like an ABC dictionary. Like if I'm talking about cats, I hit the letter C, and then I look for cat. It's super simple. And it will tell you, it even says, page 2, cat chiropractor. Cat. To see a cat in your dream symbolizes independent spirit, feline sexuality, creativity, and power. It also can represent misfortune and bad luck. The dream symbol has a different significance depending on whether you are the cat, whether you like cats, whether you don't like cats. So as you can see, using these dictionaries is really crazy. The other one, it's just called Psychologist World, and it's almost as bad. It has letters, and then you go to cats. No, that's cars. Cats. And it says, dun, 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 dun. The dream of a cat denotes ill luck. If you do not succeed in killing it or driving it from your sight, if the cat attacks you, you will have enemies. It will go to extremes. I mean, I hate these websites. But hey, if you meet, if you like cats and you take it in and it helps you, that means that, the cat likes you, and it'll bring you good luck if it's a white cat and bad luck if it's a black cat. And this is crap, and I hate these sites. And then the other one is Very Well Mine, and it's literally what other psychologists talk about dreams meaning and how our brains deal with it. So there you go. So John has questions about rituals for plagues and mass scale effect rituals. Okay. I kind of touched on this earlier, but we were having some problem. Sorry. This, I don't know, honey. Oh, it was the cutting board that I asked you to take care of earlier. This goes back to cats being plague bringers, and guarding the dead. They guard the veil. So obviously, if cats appear in your dreams, then something bad's going to come at you from the other side. And witches or cats have witch familiars. No, yes, cats have witches as familiars. That's just a fact. Witches have cats as familiars, and witches are evil, right? Cats are evil. That's how it works. Um, Rituals for plagues and massive scale effects. Okay. Any ritual that you're going to do. One, you can look up healing rituals on Google. What they're all going to tell you is you're going to take sage, sea salt, white candles, and you're going to burn them, and you're basically going to pray to your higher power. But I will tell you, if you find a ritual for healing that says send your energy into the candle and let the light or the smoke or whatever carry it out to the masses, don't do that fucking ritual. If you spend your own energy, I'm playing with a barrette. I'm sorry, it's really distracting. But this is weirdly soothing. Okay. Usually I have fidget spinners, but they go, it's horrible. Any ritual that tells you to spend your own energy into a healing spell for other people makes you weaker in a time of crisis. Please don't do this ritual. Please do not do this ritual for me. Don't do it for Mass Effect. Pray to your higher power that they send energy where it needs to go. Pray to the earth. Pray that we all send out the same loving, caring, wonderful energy to each other. I have a menorah from Hanukkah. I was given it. Weirdly, my menorah broke. I'm very sad. But it still has, it's only missing one of its pegs, and I still have menorah candles. So it is.
You gotta reglue it back.
I'm just going to take it off right now. What we're going to start doing is every night we're just going to light a candle and put it in the window. And we're each going to look at the candle, and we're each going to think, I hope this passes, and I hope the world gets better, and I hope that the energy that we send out by lighting this candle brings health and happiness and an end to all of this. But honestly, prayer, helping your neighbor, remembering that this is all temporary and this is not the new normal. This is a temporary condition that the world is in. This is Mother Nature telling us to go to our rooms and think about what we've done. This is not forever. That's going to do more good than 1,000 rituals. That's going to do more good than any gathering we can do right now. Do FaceTime. Chat with your friends. Open your windows for half an hour every day. Move around your house for half an hour every day. Chat with your friends. Check in on your introverts. Check in on your extroverts, because I guarantee you, as an extrovert, we are not okay. I have seen and heard and talked people through more breakdowns in the last 3 days than I have the rest of quarantine together. I've had quite a few breakdowns in the last 48 hours that people have not seen. I put up a really brave face. I'm really, really good at sitting here with my kids and laughing and watching shows and playing games and, hey, let's do laundry and let's clean up and let's talk rituals and let's get Reno into the Coven chat. Have I done that yet? Damn it. And damn it. Set him up as a new apprentice and teach him the basics and, talk about yes or no's. And he's 14, and usually I make them all wait till they're 16, but he shows so much promise. And he lives it now 24/7 because I live it 24/7, which is amazing. And I haven't been in that situation in a really long time, where I could just live it 24/7 without somebody going, this is not the time or place. Which used to happen to me a lot. People going, this is not the time or place. God, Kate, we get it. You think you're psychic. You don't need to talk about it all the time. Or worse, I know we took you to a really haunted place, but do you have to act like there are ghosts here? We went to the Pittock Mansion and I kept making way for people. sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you. People are like, who are you talking to? It's only us. And I was like, no, there was a little girl on the stairway. No, it's okay, just me. That's cool. I thought we had a tour guide for like half the tour. It was terrible. And then like people are like, God, don't make a scene. And I'm like, what? Okay. So I learned the hard way not to bring it up to a lot of my friends who I thought were super witchy like I am. And now I have this huge group of friends who are super witchy like I am. And it's very cool because randomly I can just go to this chat I set up and go on, hey guys, there's this thing happening. And everybody goes, ooh, oh, that's cool. Like the other night, I didn't tell anybody. It was horrible of me, but Kai didn't want anybody to know. I pulled out my talking board and we reached the other side and we talked. And it was really cool. And it's something I have not done in almost a year, probably 2. And it was super, super cool. And I wanted really, really bad to just set up a Facebook chat with like video chat with the whole group and get them all in on it. Maybe next time I will. But this was a super personal request from Kai, so I didn't do it that way. We should, and bring a whole lot more people than that. Chris said we should go to a haunted places together, you and Cece and Blake and I, and we need to take Kai and Leah and Reno and Tim, and yeah, no, that's a thing. This is I talk about field trips. This is going to be a thing. Yeah, so as far as rituals go, don't do full out ritual. The world is sick right now, and that will take a lot of your energy. Just twice a day, 15 minutes, half an hour. Think about your friends and neighbors. If you know a family in your apartment complex is not getting by because they're out of work, and you know they don't have food and you have food, offer to share a meal. Bake them a casserole and drop it off on their doorstep. Go to the store in your weekly shopping trip, your bi-weekly shopping trip, however you go, and buy a casserole dish that you don't mind if you don't get back. I have a talking board, yeah. But buy a casserole dish you know you're not going to get back. Get a Tupperware box from the Dollar Tree and just leave it on the doorstep, dine and dash. Knock on the door and walk away. Just a note that says, we had extra. Please enjoy. That does so much more to heal the world than you will ever know. I'm going to cry again. God damn it. I have eyeliner on. But yeah, no. It is important. Everybody has a higher power. You could be as agnostic as fuck when shit happens. You can believe that the universe is going to blink out of nothing and there is no higher power and we're all just going to fade into dust. But when shit hits the fan, there's someone you pray to. That is a fact. There is someone you reach out to, even if it is the divine within you. There is something out there higher than you. Ask it for help. Ask it to help the world. Final question, because I forgot if I asked it before. Will Faye bless a garden, and how would I bless mine? Oh, that is a whole other conversation. 1st of June, or private conversation. That is talking of itself, Chris. The question is not will Faye bless a garden. The question is, do you want Faye to bless a garden? Oh my God, did you hear that wheeze?
Yeah.
Okay. I love you all. We're done. I'm so sorry. I went 15 minutes over my hour limit. And that wheeze told me I'm done because that's after my inhaler. That means that I need to take my pills and put on Vapor Rub and go play Animal Crossing for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, ring hit the button, ring the bell, tell your friends, pass the word, spread the message, boost the signal because you can't stop the signal, Mal. One of these days, my friend Mel is actually going to watch this and find that really funny. That's a Firefly reference, and if you get that reference, I love you. Chris, we're going to talk. We're going to talk, just you and me, about your obsession with the Fae, okay? It's not healthy. Stop it. Please give me feedback. Read my blogs. Tell me what you want me. It's good to hear you guys. Thank you for seeing my face. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what you want to see. Leave comments on my written blog. Go to the website. Look at it. I love you all. Good night.